Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Heather, and on this channel we like to walk a very fine line between a shopping addicted makeup monster and a responsible adult with a makeup hobby. I really enjoy eyeshadow singles, duochromes, multichromes, blush, highlight, lip gloss, basically everything except pressed glitter. And today we're going to be decluttering the other half of my kind of like new in palettes collection. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick with me. We're getting into it right now. There may be a couple of things in here that I've already swatched, like this one I've already swatched, this Rowan Quad I've already swatched, a couple of things, but for the most part these are palettes I haven't used at all, and I feel like I've had them sitting for so long that I either need to like try them, review them, rank them, and put them away, or I need to let them go because some of these have been sitting here for like a laughably long amount of time and I'm just not inclined to try them. So I need to like do something. So that's what we're gonna do today. All right, let's start. Goodness, where are we gonna start? I don't know. Let's start with the BH stuff because BH is hard for me to let go of. So I probably won't get too much of this stuff, but I found a bunch of these at TJ Maxx, so I did pick them up. This is the Avocado Toast palette, and I do really like this one quite a bit. Let me get my zooming here. So I like this one quite a bit for the color story. I think it has a really nice range of different greens in here, and I do want to give this one a try. I love avocados, so I will for sure be hanging on to that. The Puerto Rico one is probably one that I didn't really need because, shocker, it's a lot of oranges and reds, stuff I don't use. But because I wanted to complete my collection, this was like the only one I was missing. So I did go ahead and pick that one up. I think it's the same as the Chillin' in Chicago since they just rebranded it. This is the Hangin' in Hawaii. And this one, even though it's like very neutrals, this like pink and this metallic and this like soft pink really got to me, and I was like, yeah, to complete my collection I'll just grab it. I haven't used it yet, but BH is hard for me to declutter. This is the Tokyo palette, which is just a standard rainbow palette, and I know a lot of people didn't like this one too much, but again, for completion's sake, when they redid it I wanted everything. This is the Lost in Los Angeles palette, and I'm pretty sure I've either swatched this or used it in a look. Like, I know I've touched some of these shades, but yeah, I can't get rid of these. The Switzerland palette kind of reminds me of the original Hocus Pocus palette that ColourPop did, because you have kind of like the kind of mauvey purple shades and the green shades. You get a couple orangey type shades, but that's that one. And then the Barcelona palette definitely intrigued me because you have these really pretty blues in here. So I wanted to give that one a try. And most of these were like $7 or $8 in TJ Maxx. So it wasn't like too much of a investment, if you will. And then this is the, what is this one? The Summer in Saint Tropez, which I also thought was a really pretty color story. So that I think is all the BH, most of the BH stuff that's in here. It's all of the like travel palettes that they had. I have this Nomad palette by Juvia's Place, which I saved out from my declutter last time because I was like, oh, these like swampy greens. What if I can't find anything else that has swampy greens in it? And now I have like 1,200 palettes with swampy greens, so I really don't feel that I need to hang on to this palette. So I am going to go ahead and declutter this one. This is the LA Girl VIP Desert Dream palette. And it looks like this. I know for sure I've swatched at least 2 of the shades in here, and I bought this to try to keep myself from buying the Alva palette from Odin's Eye, but then I went and bought that palette anyway, so I feel like I don't necessarily need the dupe palette because I have the original now, so I'm going to go ahead and let this one go. I have the Festy Bestie palette, and this one I really like all these blues and greens and kind of fuchsia pinky purple shades. I really like this palette. The white in here is also really intensely sparkly, so I'm going to definitely keep that one. And then the LA Girl Main Stage, this is the first one that I tried out of this kind of, or the first one that I bought out of this collection, and I still don't even think I've swatched this palette. Like, who am I? I don't know, because it's all greens, blues, and purples. So I really need to like get this into gear and give it a try. What else do we have here? I have the Desert Sage palette from Profusion, which looks like this. And I originally got this one because, again, it had these really beautiful greens. It had some really beautiful blues. But now I feel like I have other palettes that kind of meet this same vibe and aren't as hard to get your brush into. So I think I am going to go ahead and let this one go too, because I haven't used it. I thought it was pretty, like aesthetically, I'm really drawn to it, but I just haven't used it, so I need to let it go. Same with this one. Again, I got it because of these kind of like swampy greens, and I really do like that blue shade. I've used that one before, but I don't think I need to hang on to this one. I really like its partner though, so I'm going to declutter the Moon Rising, and then I'm going to keep Mercury Retrograde, which looks like this. It does have 2 pressed glitters in it, which I'm not a huge fan of, but these like really cool periwinkle kind of blue purple shades I really am drawn to, especially when it's complemented by a pink. So I'm going to keep this one and give it more of a try first. And then my Zodiac palettes, these I cannot get rid of. I don't even know if I'll ever like use these. I've gone into them a couple times, but not enough to really say that I could provide a solid review. So I keep it in my new to try palettes thing because I haven't tried it enough. But I do think I want to keep this one, and then the Love Signs palette as well, which I think last year was the year I literally just decluttered the outer packaging, like the sleeve that it came in. But I do need to actually like try this palette and like come up with an opinion about it. All right, and then I have this Wicked palette, which clearly I haven't tried yet. So it's by Unicorn Cosmetics, and I thought it was like this really cool, like grungy kind of thing. And I have the what is the name of the Angel palette, I guess. So I wanted to give this one a try. I think I probably will still, because I'd like to make up my mind about this brand, but the shades I've tried so far out of the Angel palette I wasn't super impressed by, so I'll leave it as that. This was a gift from my husband, the Morphe Lavender palette. The dumb paper that can stay on the floor. Obviously, you know, purpley kind of tones, and then you have these kind of like rosewoody red tones, which I really like, and then you have a couple shades that look like they're extra sparkly. So I do want to give this one a try and see what I think of it. I loved the look that Makeup Missa did with this palette, so that's what kind of convinced me to say, yeah, you can go ahead and get me that one. I have the Lisa Frank palette from Morphe, which I literally got because I was like, oh, I'm going to break this down into singles. And then I never found the time to do that, so I still haven't. But it's mostly mattes in here, which I think is pretty cool. Just a couple of like satins or metallic-ish shades. But I like kind of the uniqueness of some of these colors, like this really gray toned purple, this kind of like faded denim blue. So yeah, at some point I need to try that. Plus I was obsessed with Lisa Frank stuff as a kid, like full on obsessed. And then this is the Beauty Bay Jade palette, which I probably definitely didn't need, but I watched the video by Makeup Missa on this one and became super obsessed, and then I was like, I have to have it. And so the next time I placed a Beauty Bay order, I did go ahead and pick it up. I don't regret picking it up, but I just think I need to really sit down and think about how I want to try this palette out to make sure I really thoroughly try it before I review it. Although it's an older palette, I don't think anybody's super concerned about my review per se. All right, let's move all this crap over here. This is the Bad Side Zodiac Water palette from Melt Cosmetics. It looks like this, and I thought I had used this one, but maybe I've just opened it and put it away a couple times. The blues in here looked really pretty. I like that these are a little bit more cool toned, and this has almost like a peachy taupey quality to it that I thought was going to be pretty cool. So I did go ahead and pick this one up. I just haven't used it yet. And then this was another gift from my husband. This is the Mora Twilight Dreams palette, and it's one of these kind of mini palettes. The metallic shades that look like extra sparkly in these mini palettes have almost that glam light buttery quality to them, and then you have kind of more like standard metallics as well, but this navy like caught my eye and I couldn't let it go, so I'm very excited to give that one a try. I guess let's talk about this pile next. So this is a Glam Shop palette, and I have swatched through this one, but it's basically just lots of beautiful blues, and I'm looking forward to actually using this one on the eyes. This is a Beauty Bay 9 Color Brights, and it's just a matte palette of brights that I got from Beauty Bay. It was like super on sale at one point, and it was like $2 or $3 to add to my cart. I don't think I've actually used this palette. I don't even think I've swatched any of these shades at this point, but I thought they were kind of an interesting take on a traditional rainbow palette, so I do want to give that a try at some point. The Glamlight Icy palette. This is one of the ones that my kids got into, which is why it looks like somebody sneezed on it, but they like dug their fingers into everything, which I love for me. I don't think I would use this one to make eyeshadow looks though, so that's why it's still in this pile to try. And I think some of these shades are like really pretty because they have that kind of like fuchsia bent to them rather than just being like really warm toned reds. So I'm looking forward to that one. This is the BH Poison Shock Venom palette, and I have almost talked myself into buying all the other BH Poison Shock palettes. Literally collector's mentality, even though I have yet to try this palette. Although the shades are swatching really nicely. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, that's like, are you an iridescent blue? Oh, you are. OMG. Oh yeah, look how pretty that is. Yeah, if I see maybe the purple one, I'll probably pick that one up. The Nightshade, I will probably pick that one up. This is really pretty. Oh, you guys, I'm running out of space on my little towel to wipe my fingers, and I'm making a colossal mess of my skin, my room, my shirt. It's another Glam Shop palette. This is the Very Perry palette, and it is like the super purple palette. I like how cool toned this one is, and I have used this one I think once or twice, but did not use it enough to feel comfortable kind of giving my review on it just yet, so still a work in progress. And then same with the Citronata palette. This one, just this really like kind of bright, vibrant yellow palette, and especially because I have this one, I felt more comfortable getting rid of the Lemonade palette from Midas with all its not magnetized and not glued in pans, because I'm just so sick of that palette. But this one I've swatched. I have not used it on my eyes, I don't think. Then I have this Hank and Henry Poison palette, which I picked up online and I have not actually used, but I thought the color story was pretty interesting, so I picked this one up. And then the person that I bought it from, because I bought it new on Mercari, sent this palette as like a free gift, which was very kind of them. And it is just this pink, orange, yellow with a pop of green kind of color story. I feel like I have so many other palettes that are bright, warm toned colors and I don't use them, so I don't think I need to keep this one, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this one along as well. This Aspen palette, this is one of the highlighter palettes I picked up from TJ Maxx, and I literally just picked it up for sake of completion because I'm like, I have all the other ones, I need this one too, so I did go ahead and pick that one up. I should put that with my other BH things. Guess we'll do this pile next. So Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. I think I've only used it once or twice, so I need to use it a little bit more before I make an informed decision and review about it. This Aster shade and Poppy were two of the shades that really drew me into this palette, and it went on sale at Sephora for like half price and like a little bit more, so I think I paid about $20 for this palette when it was originally about $65, so it's a good deal. And then this is the Salem and the Witch palette from, who are you from? Salem Cosmetics. It looks like this. Now they have since re-released this palette with like more vibrant shades in it, which I was like so bummed because I would rather have the more vibrant shade one. So I may see if they still have the vibrant one. I may get that one and then like gift this one out because it has just kind of your more standard duochrome type shades in here, or metallics. Alright, this is the Glamlight Red Velvet Cupcake palette, and I picked this up literally because I was so close to free shipping that it was like it would cost me more to pay for shipping than it would to just get this palette. I don't know though. See, it's Glamlight and I love their formulas. Ooh, wow. Okay, for this shade, I might have to keep it. because it's like a pink to gold duochrome, but like a really subtle pink, almost peach. Yeah, I think I'll hang on to that one. That's really pretty. All right, Glamlite, you can stay. Then I have this one from KVD, which I have not yet used, but I found at TJ Maxx. It was pretty affordable, so I did go ahead and pick this one up, and I am looking forward to giving it a try at some point. The packaging is pretty cool too. It's like really neat design. All right, this is the Serenity palette with and it's Makeup Corner and Menagerie Cosmetics. Picked this one up because I was really interested in the color story. I like how like vibrant and interesting it is. This blue really got to me, and I think I've swatched it a couple of shades, but I haven't actually used it on my eyes, so I definitely need to give this one a try at some point. This is the Glaminatrix Cosmetics Sandra Rose. This is the mini palette, and I bought this one. They originally talked about changing the seed shade out to a different color, and I was waiting for that, but then they said they were not actually going to release it like that. This was going to be the only release, and it was a mini, so I went ahead and picked it up. I haven't used it yet, but I am like so excited to have this one in my collection. This is the Lorac Fairy Tale Forest palette, which I picked up for half price at Ulta during 21 Days of Beauty. And the swatches that I saw of these shades whenever Lauren May Beauty was swatching them really got to me. And then when it was on sale for like $19 or $20 or whatever, $17.50 maybe, I did go ahead and pick it up because I like Lorac's formula so much. This is the ColourPop Tender Loving Cancer palette, and I picked this one up because I thought this shade was really quite pretty, but I'm just not sure that I necessarily need to keep it. I feel like, I don't know, that's kind of an interesting shade though. Yeah, I'll hang on to it. I'll give it a try before I make an opinion about it. All right, this Rowan quad, I picked up. This is the 1111 quad because Lauren May Beauty was like going on and on and on about it, but I think mine kind of is like dried out because I got it from BoxyCharm, so of course it's probably like 6 years old or was dug out of a dumpster or something and sold to me rather than like being actual good quality product. So I'm kind of just like meh about it, and I think I'm just gonna pass it on because I'm just annoyed by that, but maybe somebody else will like the little cocaine baggie that it comes in. All right, this is the Revolution Ultimate Desire palette, and it's kind of modeled after those Huda Beauty palettes, but I like that this one has these like pops of green along with the kind of mauve tones, so I will definitely try that one out before I decide about it. Huda Beauty Khaki Haze. I'm pretty sure I gave this one at least one try so far, and I wasn't like over the moon about it, but I feel like it deserves a little bit more from me before I completely write it off. I don't know. Yeah, I'll try it, but it may not survive the next declutter. This is the Halo Queens LA Colors palette that I found at Walmart. And wow, this is actually quite a similar shade. It's so funny. There's the Walmart one, and then coming up here is the ColourPop one. They're basically the same color. This does definitely smell like costume makeup though. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just pass this one along too. What's next? Star Wars ColourPop palette. Definitely gonna keep this one. I need to dig into this, like for goodness sakes. I need to do that. Oh, and actually, so that's the shade in the Star Wars palette, and that's the shade in the Tender Loving Cancer palette. That's so funny. They're quite similar. This is the other Glaminatrix palette that I had picked up. This is the You Beauty palette, which I picked up on their very last restock. But I saw some different videos showing off this palette, and I just really got hyped for it. So I went ahead and picked it up. I don't necessarily care about these two or even these three shades really. But maybe I'll like swap them out for something else at some point because I think these are magnetic, right? I think / hope those are magnetic. Here is the 4th Sugar Pill palette. This is the 10th anniversary capsule palette, and I think I have tried this at least once, but I need to actually try it enough to be able to make a review about it, of course. So that's why it's still in my pile, but definitely going to keep that one. All right, this is the Game Beauty Cyberpunk palette, and it looks like this. If I can hang on to it and not throw it on the floor, it'd be great. I got this, and then I unfortunately watched a video where somebody complained that they didn't think it was a very good palette, and then that kind of turned me off from trying it. So I try very much to avoid watching other people's videos about palettes that I want to try until after I've tried them. So that was my bad, but I do need to give this one a try and kind of get my opinion together on it. Urban Decay Ultraviolet. I bought, I returned, I bought again. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm obsessed with this shade right here. It's so like iridescent green and beautiful. And I like the purple shades in here. I don't care about the neutral shades in here. It's definitely not like the top of my list, but I need to try it enough to like actually make comment on it and be able to put it away. ABH Subculture, another palette that I have had for a hot second, and I have never tried it, and I don't know what my problem is. I think I have swatched these two shades, Cube and Electric. The Electric shade, just like, it looks like it should be more interesting than it is. And then the Cube shade is just this really soft iridescent pink. Like, I think my Essence $1 palette is better than that one. I think I'm just going to pass this on. Like, honestly, I don't see myself actually trying it at any point soon. And if I want shades like that, I would rather use the Raw Beauty Christie and ColourPop palette. All right, this is the Ace Beauté. What are you? What are you called? Violet Sage. And the green purple like color combination is what really drew me to this. And then again, I heard somebody say they didn't like it, and then I just never tried it. Like, I never even swatched it until now. But these are actually like nice. Like, those are not bad, right? So I do need to try that and actually formulate an opinion before I decide to get rid of it. Because going into this declutter, really thought I was just going to declutter this, but I really do want to give it a try. The 2000s remix from BH. Okay, I think this might actually be my last BH palette. But this is what this one looks like. And it is full of beautiful purples and cool tones. Again, I literally don't even like act like that is a row. But these top two rows, love. Can't wait to give this one a try. All right. We've got an Ofra palette here. Which one is this? Oh, yes. This one. What are you called? Money? No, Empowered. The Empowered palette. I thought there was something about money in this one. Self-Made, Boss Babe, Wall Street, Grand, and Greenlight. Wow. Ooh. Boss Babe. Yeah, and every time I open this, I kind of swatch out that like minty metallic shade, and then I go, I should try that, and then I never do. But I really would like to try it. I got kind of turned off from trying it after the owner of Ofra did all of his shenanigans, so I didn't like even look to use it for a while, but I do think I should give it a try. So I'll leave it in my pile. These Playing in Makeup by Yolando palettes, definitely want to give these two a try. They're blues and greens, my definite faves. And then this Capture palette, I think is like the orange toned one. I really don't think, yeah, I don't need to hang on to this. There's no way in hell this is going to be like a life-changing palette for me. So this can go to somebody else for sure. I can't believe how many like new palettes I'm getting rid of. That's so crazy to me. And then this one is a Pat McGrath. Oh, I'm getting swatches all over this blanket. That's good. Good job, Heather. I found this at Marshall's for $15, and I haven't yet used this one, but I did use the other one, and I love the formula of these. They are like so buttery. I kind of want to get the Star Wars palettes because these are so nice, but the one that I want the most is already sold out, and I don't think they're restocking it, so there's that. But yeah, these are nice little palettes. And then let's do this last stack right here. So we've got ColourPop and Yoda. Well, Mandalorian. Anyway, this is a super cute palette. This shade right here really gets me every time. It's just this like really soft but like sparkly wash of color. Definitely want to keep this one. I've used it once or twice, but just not enough to actually like formulate an opinion about it. Then we get into some of these basketball ones that I've gotten. The Chicago Bulls, the Golden State Warriors, the Lakers, and I literally picked these up because they had such interesting color stories compared to a lot of what ColourPop was putting out at the time. And yeah, I do want to continue to give them a try, so we'll keep all of those. Then I have this Tinkerbell palette, which I have used once or twice, but I wanted to use a little bit more before I made a decision about it, so it's still in my pile to try. Then I have two palettes from Musée Beauty, which literally has gone out of business. They have gone out of business before I've even actually tried their palettes. That's sad. That's sad for me. But the like pinky tone shades in here definitely like really got me. And then of course the like blues with these pops of like gunmetal and black definitely got me in this one. So I'm excited to give them a try. I do like the kind of art history vibe that they were going for, but I guess there weren't enough people that liked that, so they have gone out of business. And then this Flower Bomb palette. Ooh, this is the only Midas palette that doesn't have shades flying out of it. Good for them. Looks like this. It's fine. I think I'm just gonna pass this along to somebody else too, because I don't really think I need to hang on to this. I don't think there's anything that is like super extra special in this palette compared to other palettes, and I haven't used it in like the year plus that I've had it, so it can go. Then I've got the Burn Book from Mean Girls, and what is this, Storybook Cosmetics. I wanted it so badly for the nostalgia of it, but I have not actually used it. I may have swatched a shade. I may have swatched Gruel at one point, but I don't even know if I'll ever actually use this palette. I just think the Burn Book of it is so cool, and because I got it for free, it was like, who cares? Alien Cosmetics Not Normal palette. I've definitely used this one once, but I need to use it a little bit more. Batty Bean definitely like hyped me to buy this one because she did such pretty looks with it, so I really need to give this one a try so that I can kind of put my thoughts together. And then last but not least is the Lunar Beauty Nude Prism palette, which I picked up quite some time ago and have not yet used, but I don't know what I was thinking. I saw a look with this palette that looked very like mauve-y and almost pink, and I was like, wow, you can do like pink looks with this one, and so I bought it, and then I got it and I'm like, oh my god, this is all brown, and I haven't used it. So like collector wise, I'll probably keep it because I'm a collector of Lunar Beauty, but will this ever be my favorite Lunar Beauty palette? Hell no. All right, and I think this was actually one of my best declutters out of all of my like palette groups. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 palettes. Go me! All right, and that is everything for this video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go. If there's a palette that you definitely want to see in a video, let me know in a comment. And again, I want to thank you for watching, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye!